Basically, time to start the show. I'm just gonna position things a little bit, and I'm just about ready to go. Alright, everything is looking good. So without further ado, going live in 10, 9, 8, Drawnonward, a notorious late-night spy party streamer currently ranked 3rd on the leaderboard with 4,200 games and over 160 hours of playtime. His rival, KCM, ranked 1st with 5,100 games and over 210 hours in-game. These two titans have become some of the best-known players in the spy party community. Now, flashback to November 10th, 2012. A young and upcoming Drawnonward has 226 games and 88 total wins. He also has a rival by the name of KCM, who has 240 wins, which is more wins than Drawnonward has games. Tonight, in an epic low-level clash of the future titans, Drawnonward takes on KCM in a match that promises to be both exciting and hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen, it's currently June 7th, 2013, and welcome back to the party. Now, before we really get things underway, a few things I want to say. First off, this show is in lieu of tomorrow's show, because I can't be here tomorrow, so I'm doing it today instead. The other thing is, I don't have KCM's end of the stream. I'm just casting from Drawnonward's point of view. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be silly. Let's get this on. Here we go. Pick 5 of 6 with no inspect statues. Drawnonward playing as the spy with KCM as the sniper. I think I messed up the start time, so let me skip ahead just a little bit. Okay, this looks about right. Ready? Ready. Let's get this on. So, Drawnonward from the past starts things out by getting a terrible flirt. Good start. So, hits his white test and gets like, I don't know what that is. It's a very small percentage of his flirt done. So that's a thing that happened. I can tell I'm really going to enjoy this cast. Alright, where is he headed now? Looks like he's headed to the ambassador. Okay, didn't see that coming. Not in range for a bug, though, so he scoots over so he is in range. Right in front of the laser, too. That was kind of awesome. Didn't get his bug in, though, so that's a shame. Here he does a odd little loop around to try to get a better flirt this time. And he does. No green test, but it was indeed a functional flirt. So, Drawnonward, with about a minute gone and like half a mission done. It's not looking amazing, but he steps in to be the 4th person at the blue bookshelf, picks up a book to see if he can get his microfilm off. I love this game, guys. This game is amazing. Oh, goes for the microfilm. Look, look! I actually think KCM was behind the pillar, though. So even though it may not have been intended to be, that was a very, very nice move. That made me quite happy. If he hits a green test here, he'll actually finish up. Nope, doesn't hit the green test. So he's going to need to get one more flirt in. Even if it's terrible, so that's one thing he's got going for him. Still no missions done, with a minute and 30 to go. Drawnonward is in a little bit of a bad spot here. I'm not going to lie. So he goes to add time and misses the pad. So Fixes that up, adds some time, hits the green test. Now we've got 2 minutes to go as he goes in for a very awkward DA contact. Ambassador decides he wants to say hi. He's not in range, though. Drawnonward decides he doesn't actually want to contact the double agent and goes for a flirt at the window instead. He does get it off. So he's got a mission done with 1 minute and 30 to go after a time ad, which is suboptimal, I'll give him that. Now he's in a very suspicious position with the ambassador looking for a bug here. He's being watched fairly closely. Doesn't manage to get the bug off before the ambassador bails on him. 1 minute and 10 to go, and 3 missions to do, as he heads to the green bookcase to see if he can get a transfer. Inspect is not available, by the way, so he's not going to be able to get that done. Look! He's got the microphone back in the book, transfer is complete, and he's still not dead. So things might be looking up for Drawn just a little bit here, as he goes for the awkwardest bug I have ever seen. Doesn't even get it. So he checks his watch. 38 seconds to go. 2 missions to do. Goes for the walking bug. Gets the walking bug. That was actually a fairly nice move considering his previous attempts. Now he just needs to go and contact that double agent. Here he goes. Gets stuck a little bit on the entry, but the DA bails on him. Ladies and gentlemen, Drawnonward is effed. So he fake banana breads, and KCM doesn't fall for it. So he goes to swap and doesn't get it off in time. 1-0 to KCM is the current scoreline, and that is what we call awesome. I'm not really sure what to say about that game, other than I love casting newbies. I enjoyed that way more than I had any right to. But it looks like we're getting ready to go into Drawn's first game as Sniper with Jim Bondo as the spy, and as you can see on the screen, there's no seduced target, so double agent isn't a thing. We're just looking at Jim Bondo here. Let's see how this goes. Jim Bondo goes to the bookcase immediately, and he's right next to the ambassador, so you never know. He might have gotten a walking bug in on the way there. But I didn't see it, so I'm going to assume he didn't. Puts the book back and wasn't paying enough attention to tell you if he took the microphone out or not. As he picks up a statue to, I would assume, get his inspects in. I wasn't paying enough attention to see whether he's actually going to swap that or not, but let's just assume no. KCM sets the statue back down, steps into a conversation where he might go for the banana bread here. I can only assume that's why he's in that conversation. But either there was no banana bread or KCM didn't have visual audio on yet. So I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe this is the real banana bread. KCM mentioning that Drawn stream was nearly as good back then. No, it wasn't! And I was planning on doing some games of his from even earlier on, but oh wow, so he did bug and swap, both of which I didn't anticipate, and he did do the banana bread at the end there, so that was actually a pretty nice round from KCM. Now, I was talking about Drawn stream quality. It was quite interesting. He had some... Actually, let me check here how far back his streams went, because there were a few really old ones that I would have very much enjoyed casting. But... oh well, I don't care enough to actually check. but they were so bad quality you couldn't read anything on the screen. So this was the first up to par quality stream that Drawnonward put out, and I snagged it up because I wanted to time travel Spy Party. So now we know that Drawnonward does not have visual sound effects on. Drawnonward is about to enter his second game on Spy, this time on Courtyard 1. Let's see how this goes. Drawnonward starts with a bug, I can only assume. Hasn't done it yet. There's the bug. Things seems to go fairly well there. I don't think he was noticed. So he's got his bug in early, which is considerably better than he did last game as far as the bugs are concerned. And he does the longest path ever. He's gone almost full circle to chat with the seduction target, who's currently quite a distance away. So this is not going to be a very good flirt. Doesn't actually get it off, because the seduction target just leaves. So he tries again, this time in a much better position to the flirt, but the seduction target frickin' hates him, so that's not going to happen. Minute and 35 seconds to go. So he checks his watch. Yes, KCM, even back then, the seduction target still hated Drawnonward. So Drawnonward decides maybe the double agent will like him a bit better. As he steps in to get that contact in. There he goes. Hits the green test too, so that's fairly nice. Green testing seduction... Sorry, not seduction. Green testing double agents actually meant a lot more back then than it did today, because today no one really pays attention to who's talking during the... Uh-oh, he got stuck. He fixed it. All is good. He doesn't really want to be in this conversation, so he just leaves and does an odd loop around for no apparent reason. Get another seducing. Actually, his first seducing, because the rest didn't work. So he seduces a little bit. Not the greatest seduce, but it'll do. I don't think that was quite a third there, but that's okay. Goes for the time ad, because he's really running out of time. As he goes back in for another flirt, see if he can get this off. That was actually a fairly decent move. Hits his second flirt, so he's got a minute to go and 2 missions to do. He's got to finish up that flirt, and then swap a statue. He's going up to see if he can finish the flirt at the window here. It's not going to work, I'm telling you now. Goes for it. Nope, didn't work. And the seduction target, where you going, man? Where you going, seduction target? End the conversation. Drawn continues to follow him. Now he really needs a green test here. He got the green test, so if he goes and swaps a statue, he might actually be able to pull off this game, which blows my mind. But he's not going to be able to get that statue, because it got stolen by... He's not going to be able to get that statue either. He's not going to be able to get that statue. This is an issue. You're going to have to wait for someone to put down a statue. Here, he's got an opening. Go, Drawn, go! 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 5 seconds. You can do it. Be fast. 2, 1. The swap has occurred. What? He gets shot. That game was amazing. KCM is up 3-0. I love him just walking around trying to find a place to settle down until there was a statue free. He's like Sniper, circling the map trying to look at the statues. I'm having way too much fun. Okay, next game. Where does that start? That starts around here, I think. Yeah, there it is. So... Brimsworth Buckswoggle is the spy, with the lady in the dark green dress as the seduction target. I like how they're playing pick 4 or 5 instead of any 4 or 5. Pick has kind of gone out of style. So, our resident KCM goes for what I can only assume is a swap right off the bat. Was that a swap? I didn't get to see it because Ron didn't look far enough. Maybe I'll get to see it now. You might actually bug here. That was indeed a swap. Here, I can only assume is banana bread, but I have no way of confirming that. So, that's, I would assume, 2 missions done. This is going to be his bug right here, so that's 3 missions done. So he heads out of the convo to get his first flirt finished. 3 missions done already. He's in a pretty good spot here. Selection target left and then rejoined conversation. He picks up on that flirt immediately. KCM's looking pretty good. Oh! He tried to twitch seduce and then didn't work. As he steps in to get his second inspect. This should finish up the game for him, I believe. Sets that statue down. Goes for the flirt at the window. I think he had enough time to get that off, but I'm not sure. A little bit of a weird entry into that conversation as he goes in for what I can only assume is his last flirt? If the window one worked, yeah, that's his last flirt. But considering the movement, maybe not. Checks his watch. Is that a time ad? That is indeed a time... Nope, never mind. That's not a time ad. I just misread the clock. I'm a derp. Alright. What are you doing there, Casey? Something, but it's getting you shot, so never mind. He actually didn't get that first inspect, which is why he wasn't done when I thought he was done. Drawnonward picks up his first game. I'm going to be honest. As far as looking at spies go, KCM, I mean, considering he has like twice as many games as Drawn does, is looking somewhat more comfortable in the spy shoes than Drawn is. Drawn is kind of being silly, I'm going to be honest. But that just basically means this cast is going according to plan. So let's pull up the next game here. Drawnonward on Courtyard 1. This is Courtyard 2. Never mind, I'm a silly. Misses the pad as he goes in for the statue. Quick adjustment. Gets him settled back where he wants to be. Goes for the swap. Hits the green test. And sets the statue down with just a little bit of an animation hitch. Probably not enough to be noticed, but still. It was there. Here comes the green swap. Green swap has statue swappedness. That was words. And KC takes a shot. The green test strikes again. And Drawnonward picks up a second game. And I believe Drawn's going to play spy again here because... KCM says, did I memorize wrong? Drawnonward says, maybe. Ask your stream. Thanks, Drawn. Alright, let's go again. Once again, Drawnonward is spy, KC is sniper. 2-3 is the current scoreline in favor of KCM. No inspect statues. Alright, here we go. I am excited. Drawnonward goes for the insta-bug and gets it, but then he got stuck. And then he fixed it, so all is good. So he's not dead. This was before the time of actually having to refuse drinks from Toby. He just left automatically. In a much shorter period of time. That's actually a fairly nice conversation to be in. He's got both the selection target and the double agent. Goes for that seduce first, right as the selection target leaves, so that was a good choice there. This is looking like a very juicy conversation. I don't know what the ambassador's up to, but Drawn does not want to be there right now, so he steps out and checks his watch. And steps in for another seduce. Now, this is not going to be the greatest seduce of all time, especially since the seduction target continues to hate Drawnonward at all points in time. What is with your pathing, Drawn? I don't get it. Accidental time ad when he tried to seduce but failed to because the seduction target was just picking up a briefcase. As he goes in for the double agent. He's not dead. I didn't bother contacting the double agent. I don't know what... Oh, God! Drawnonward. Drawn is having issues this game. Is he just... Wow, he really just is right on Generalissimo. He just will not give General any room at all. Hits the green test on the seduce, so one more seduce will do. Drawn, like, will not give the General a moment to rest. Goes for the Twitch flirt, so that was quite a nice move there. He finishes that up with 1:30 to go. The contact and swap to left to do. Here's the contact. Alone in the conversation with the double agent. Banana bread has occurred. Oh, now the seduction target's being nice. Here comes Drawnonward. Going to swap the statue. Statue has been swapped. Casey swings around and shoots Drawnonward. Is he going to shoot Drawnonward? No, he didn't shoot Drawnonward. I was so sure he was going to shoot Drawn there. But then he didn't. And I was like, huh? But all is good. Drawnonward has tied the game up 3-3. Apparently Casey didn't shoot because he thought it might have been a green test. And then he lost. So, alright. Let's get the next game up here. Here we go. Yellow Danger is the spy this time around here on Courtyard 2 with Yellow Jacket as a seduction target. Let me skip ahead till the game starts. Here we go. Once again, Yellow Danger spy, Yellow Jacket as the seduction target. KCM says 5. And Drawn asked him if he's ready. To be honest, it's 5. Ready? I don't know what's going on here. I wasn't paying attention. Here we go. So KCM starts with a drink in hand. That's always a little bit sad face inducing when you're playing as the spy. Goes and sits in an inconspicuous conversation and leaves to go grab his first flirt. But apparently section targets hate KCM as well. So he goes back to pick up that flirt he wanted. There's the flirt. And then he just leaves in the middle of his talking animation. Almost got low-lit for it, too. Oh, God, this is amazing as he goes to pick up that statue. I believe that's a 2. Didn't get a good look at it. It's now a 3, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that's swapped. Correct me if I'm wrong, dear chat. Alright, KCM now heads into the conversation where he can get a bug in, gets a bug in. So that is 2 missions done. Never mind. That's 4 missions done. He inspected when he did the swap, and he actually got a banana bread in there somewhere that I had no idea happened because I don't have the audio on. Maybe I should turn the audio on. Nah, then you hear all the commentary, and then we have 2 people talking at the same time, and things get weird. Alright. This is fun. So, let's go. Here we have, once again, Drawnonward on Courtyard 2 in the spy boots, goes in for a bug, gets a bug, leaves the convo super fast to a window. Goes for a time ad right off the bat. I'm not entirely sure why he did that, but that's someone died. Okay! Drawnonward ties it up at 4! Newbies! To be fair, you probably just mismemorized the statues, so... Well, let's watch another game. Drawnonward as spy, KC as sniper once again. And here we go. Apparently Drawn wants to seduce Brimsworth Buckswoggle. He has decided to forego inspect again. And we're off. Drawnonward finishes his drink and goes to bug the ambassador. There's the bug, got it off. Ambassador decides it's time to leave. And Drawnonward, for a moment there, it looked like he was following the ambassador, and I was like, what? That pathing's kind of awesome. Wow, that was a long path to section target, and didn't even do anything, as the section target goes to the statues, and doesn't get followed. That's amazing. Apparently Zero is unable to load my stream, and that makes me sad. There have been some weird things going on with there have been some weird things going on with Twitch as of late, so that's fine. Alright, another super long path into a conversation with the devil agent who leaves. Drawnonward has a minute to go, and 2 2/3 missions to do. This is an issue. Decides to forgo his bug for a possible window flirt, which he almost manages to get off, but not quite. Not bug, sorry, double agent contactness, also known as banana bread. I can words. So now he picks up a decent flirt. And with 35 seconds to go, Drawnonward is having issues. Not even able to get the banana bread off. Goes for the time ad. Gets that. Re-enters the conversation to finish up that flirtationisms. And someone gets shot for the time ad. So, yeah, I don't know why he didn't banana bread there, but he won. I don't know how he won, but he won. Yay. Am I a horrible person for enjoying this so much? Probably. Alright. Skipping ahead to the next game. Here we go. Dark green dress is the spy with Jim Bondo as the seduction target. Going into game 10, Drawnonward leads 5-4. Here we go. Whenever you're ready, Drawn. Whenever you're ready, Drawn. Okay, here we go. Alright. I believe Casey's... Nope, not at statues. Just decides to hang out in a lone conversation, talking with the damn Badastor, but not in range for a bug. There's no flirtations going on. Tries to contact double agent at the window, because that's totally how this game works. And I Oh, okay, she went to the statues. Cool. So, KCM picking up a statue. So, that will be at least a couple of inspects. Was the statue swapped? The statue was not swapped. So, that's the inspects done. A timeout has occurred. And this is, I assume, a banana bread. Which makes 2 missions done, unless I'm stupid. Maybe that one was a banana bread instead of the other one. Yeah, that one, that last one right there was the banana bread. And someone else died, so KC ties up the game at 5 after 10 games. So Drawnonward playing a pretty good series here, considering he has like half the games that KC does. But the fewer games you have, the less 50% matters. I is wisdom. Okay, let's get to the next game. Drawnonward playing the spy, and once again on Courtyard 2, any 4 or 5, and once again, no inspect. Apparently Drawn hates inspecting in the past, for some reason. Here we go. Drawnonward playing as the other green dress. What the f-pathing? Okay. His selection target just left. And gets followed to the statue he couldn't pick up, so he left again. Drawnonward gets a bug in entry to the conversation. So that's a mission done as he goes to pick up a flirt. This is amazing. I'm super happy right now. Gets offered a drink, flirts instead. So I think that was in fact in range of 50%. And since he hit the green test, I think that's 50%. Because logic. So with 1 minute and 30 to go, Drawnonward. Okay, that's a path. He really wanted that flirt to happen. Hits a green test, but not in range for the 50, so he needs another flirt to finish that up. KCM's going crazy watching the pathing in this game. So am I, but this just makes me very happy. Oh, goes for the Twitch flirt. And doesn't get it because seduction target's a dick. So Drawn follows. Because he really wants that damned flirt. But he won't do it while someone's talking. Never mind, he will. Now there are 3 people talking at the same time. Okay, there's double agent Drawn. Time to get a move on. 30 seconds to go. Oh no. Come on, AI. Give Drawn a break. Drawn goes for the time ad. Hits the green test, so hopefully that'll confuse the crap out of KC. As Drawn picks the worst time ever to walk along the windows as he goes for the banana bread. Hits the green test on that and immediately bails, but ran out of time anyway. Oh, that's why! He didn't actually get the time ad off. He hit the green test and then left before it finished. So KC up by 1. I realize I'm going to have to move this at some point because you can't see all the silly things I do with my hands because they're down here and you can't see them. Well, you can kind of see them when I wave like that because they're at, like right at the bottom edge. I want to stop talking about my hands and get to the next game. here we go. Yellow Danger, once again, is the spy with light green dress as the seduction target. Let's get this show on the road. KC starts off in alone in a conversation, grabs the drink actually. This signals to me that he hasn't taken control yet. Drinks that drink as the ambassador shows up to taunt him. So he gets the walking bug in. Has to drink twice at the statue before he picks that up, so that was not the greatest. And by the way, did I mention that that bug that happened was right in front of the camera? No, I don't think I did. So KC picks up a couple of inspects. He's got 2 missions done at this point. Oh, hi, Ambassador! Hello! This is amazing. Alright, KCM checks his watch. I don't think that's going to be a time ad. No time ad. So, Drawnonward heads back to the statue, has to leave, goes in for a flirt. Wait a second, didn't I say light green dress was the seduction target? That doesn't make any sense, because light green dress is a double agent. I'm dumb. Maybe it's purple dress that was the seduction target, as KC gets shot in the face. Drawn decided not to shoot after all, because KC was moving too much. This is awesome. That's obviously another flirt. Okay! Success! It was indeed purple dress, so I got it right my second try. As Drawnonward ties up the game. No, I'm not gonna shoot him. He's moving too much. That's too hard a target. Let's just look around some more. I don't care if he stopped moving. I'm not gonna shoot him. He moves too much. Oh, man. So much awesome. Okay, more spy parties occurring. Still on Courtyard 2, here with Drawnonward as the spy. KCM is the sniper. Here we go. I'm hoping for Oh, 360! Yes! 360 is stuck on the entry to the conversation and then instantly leaves to go to the statues. This is how spy play is done, ladies and gentlemen. Statue is being swapped. Immediately puts it down and leaves because KC was hanging out on the other side of the statue. Selection target decides to don't want to be there. So hopefully they'll go for banana bread here. You're not going to do a banana bread, are you, Drawn? Nope, not going to do a banana bread. I don't know what's with you and not doing banana breads, but... Oh yeah, there was this thing going on back then when no one wanted to... Well, he got shot, but I'm going to keep talking about this. Drawn's up by 1. Sorry, Casey's up by 1. There was this thing going on back then where nobody wanted to banana bread early because that gives the sniper too much information. And then the pathing happens, and they're like, what are these guys thinking? Okay. More games, more spy party. Red flannel jacket is the spy with white jacket as a seduction target. It's time for continued awesome. Okay, here we go. Once again, red flannel is the spy, white jacket is the seduction target, assuming I didn't screw things up. But no, that is definitely KCM. No, I don't want to be in this conversation. I'm going over here instead. Checks his watch. Not time ad. And then steps in to conversation with the double agent. I'm assuming that's a banana bread. I'm just gonna go ahead and seduce. That's actually probably a seduce rather than a banana bread there. So, KCM heads to the window. Please tell me you're gonna go back and seduce. That would make me happy. Yes, yes. More seductions. Okay. Yeah, KCM brings up a good point as KCM brings up a good point as his past self gets another flirt in. Drawn doesn't lowlight for banana breads. I'm not sure why that's the case, but I think a banana bread has occurred at some point. I think. Casey steps in the conversation out of range to bug. As the seduction target walks in, so he picks up his final flirt there. It should be his final flirt anyway. 45 seconds to go. KCM tried for a walking bug, but I think he missed. Don't quote me on that. Checks his watch. Doesn't appear to have added time. That's the bug. That is a bug if I have ever seen it. That was absolutely a bug. And Drawn looks like he's going to shoot somebody. Yep, Drawn takes a shot. So, KCM goes up 8-6. I need water, man. Casey's looking at himself like, past self, what are you doing? Come on, past Casey. Oh god, the pathing. This was an amazing idea for a cast. I'm so happy I did this. Alright, here's the next game. Drawnonward as Brimsworth Buckswoggle decides he doesn't want to be there at the start, so he leaves. In range for a bug, so he bugs. In range for a flirt, so he flirts, I would only assume. Yep, there's that flirt. Hits the green tests, and that makes a terrible flirt a less terrible flirt. So, 2 more good regular flirts. Should finish that up. The bug was actually fairly nice. So, here he goes. Okay. That was a thing. Okay, now he leaves again. Does a weird path around the outside of the conversations once more. Why are you trying to bug, man? You've already bugged. You've already done this. You don't have to follow the ambassador into a conversation like a dunce. That was... I don't know what just happened, but he tried to bug and then realized, wait a second, I've already bugged. I'm banana breading, so he cancels. Goes for a flirt, but the seduction target leaves. So he checks his watch instead. Minute and 10 seconds to go. Really wants that flirt, man. So he's going to get that. There's the flirt. Green test, too. So one more flirt from anywhere will finish that up. So that's fairly nice. Though he does have 2 missions to do other than that. Goes for the window flirt. This is not going to work, Drawn. This is so not going to work. Yep, there he goes. 40 seconds to go. whenever somebody screws up, Drawn's like, well, that didn't work. Time to check my watch. Alright, time ad. Hits the green test. Heads to the statues. Flirts at the statues. Alright. 1 minute to go. 2 missions to do. And as KCM says in the chat, past Drawnonward has terrible time management skills. Drawn's ranked #1 in the timeout category. That makes me happy. That's hilarious. He got a banana bread, but I don't care. That's awesome. That is absolutely hilarious. Okay, Drawn stepping in here to see if he can pick up the swap. There's the swap. Oh, he green swapped. That's why he's not dead. Someone else died. So Drawn won that. I don't know how this crap happens, but Drawn did in fact win that game. Oh my god. This is amazing. Point. Okay. More spy party. Light green dress is going to be the spy of the round as we step into balcony, with red dress as a seduction target. Here we go. Stepping into balcony, this should be good. Considering the pathing we've seen, this is going to be fantastic. Alright, starts with a flirt at the window. That's actually quite awesome. Well done. Oh yeah, right. This was back when the beginning of balcony was a window fest. I forgot about that whole thing. Steps into the conversation for another flirt. Hasn't flirted yet, which is great self-control. Here's the flirt. Let's see how he's able to do the rest of it. So that's 2 fairly nice flirts as he heads out to the window. It is possible that a banana bread has occurred, but I have no way of knowing. Still hanging out the windows. Trying to get normal lit. Walks around the back side. I don't think he bugged, but he gets shot anyway. Nope, no bug has occurred. And Drawnonward goes up to 8. So, for 16 games, score is tied 8-8. Let's see more balcony, shall we? Because balcony. Here we go. I love the fact that Drawn still actually picks cast. Nobody does this stuff anymore. This is so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna go on a rant here. The game has just started, but I'm gonna pause it. There's more entertainment value in this show than just watching amazing players be dumb. Balcony doesn't play like this anymore. Everyone starts sitting in a conversation at the beginning. In the old days, it was like if you did a time ad right at the start of balcony, the information you got, well, if it wasn't this guy, because he wasn't at the windows, and I don't think he checked his watch, so it couldn't have been him. So I've got 4 left. Nowadays, if you time out on balcony, you die. Because no one starts at the windows anymore. Looking at the old meta games, even if they're performed by bad players, this is cool. This is neat stuff. There was one other point I wanted to make, but I can't remember what it is while I'm talking in the same tone as I was before, fondly memorizing about the past, even though I can't remember what I'm talking about. So, words. Let's play some balcony, guys. So, Drawnonward as the spy. Here we go. Let's see what occurs here. See, look at this. Literally 6 people. Wait a second. Was that 7? Let me back up here. Yes! Literally everyone on the map is at the windows. That is so awesome. So the ambassador joins up, and he actually does a fairly safe bug because of all those people at the windows covering him. Just gets highlit. Everything is fine. This is so awesome. I can't even contain myself. Okay, let's see what happens next. Ambassador comes back because he wants to get bugged again. As Drawnonward picks up a flirt. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, apparently Drawn does not want that drink. I do want a drink, so I'm going to drink my drink. Very good. Double Agent's not being very helpful. Drawnonward, sitting in convo because he knows he can afford to be patient. Double Agent steps in. Drawn continues being patient. Decides he can't be patient anymore. There's the banana bread with 48 seconds to go. Drawn has this game in the bag, I'm pretty sure. And there's the win. Drawnonward goes up 9-8. That bug was so awesome. That made me a thoroughly happy panda. Let's play more balcony. I found the start of the game. See, look. Before I unpause it, Yellow Danger is the spy on this game of balcony. Hey, look, I never noticed that everyone faces the wall when the game starts. So Yellow Danger is the spy with man in the white suit as the seduction target. Much less of a window fest than last game. There are actually 3 people in convo. As KC steps in for his first flirt. There's the flirt. I'm probably gonna miss a banana bread. Wow, that was some interesting pathing by White Jacket there. I didn't know AI did that. Learn something new every day. Who knows, maybe they don't anymore. Goes for the window flirt. Actually, White Jacket there got low-lit for the banana bread, for the briefcase, sorry. As KC picks up the window flirt fairly nicely. So one more flirt to finish it up as he checks his watch here. If you time at it, I'm going to be so sad. Actually, I'd probably laugh my ass off. Okay, so he steps back in the conversation, picks up a highlight. Positioning of the conversation is looking fairly good for this last flirt, especially now that red dress is left. Could be better, but that works. That should let him finish up his flirtation, as he does so right there. So that should be the flirt done. And the person right next to him takes a bullet. KCM picks up another game. 9-9 is the current scoreline. And I believe we're heading to Ballroom next? Yep, Ballroom it is. Here we go. Drawnonward picking up the spy boots with pick 5 of 6? Yep, pick 5 of 6. Here we go. Ballroom, pick 5 of 6, no inspect. The hell do you have against inspecting statues, pass Drawn? Come on, man. It's an easy mission. That was an awkward as hell bug. He actually cut off his drinking animation so he could bug the ambassador. And then he goes to pick up a book through another person to get the microfilm. And if he doesn't get shot for this, I swear. He's being watched. He's lasers on him. He's not on him anymore. He's alive. So that's a thing. Here comes a flirt. A flirt has occurred. This game, man. Casting newbies is fun. So, here we go. steps into a conversation where he has absolutely nothing to do there. So keep in mind, though, he's got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Fake banana bread for some reason. He has, like, a mission and 2 halves done, if that makes sense. But the double agent steps in the convo, and now, after he's done a fake banana bread, he doesn't want to do a real one, so he leaves and gets stuck on somebody. Take that, pass drawn. Flirt at the bookcase. Picks up another book to see if he can finish up that there microfilm. Gets a green test on that, so that'll be hard to spot. Because green tests on microfilm were impossible to spot when you were a newbie, wasn't it? That was brutal. Steps into what might actually be a banana bread until the DA leaves. So he's going to flirt instead. This is a decision that actually makes sense. I do not mind this decision. Hits the green test. Gets the flirt done. 2 missions to go. He needs to contact, he needs to swap. Here comes the contact. With 1 minute to go. Whenever you're ready, Drawn. Whenever you're ready. He's going to leave again, isn't he? I swear. That's totally going to happen. Gotta just hit that right click, Drawn. I know it's scary. There you go. There's the right click. There's the banana bread. It was a white test, so that's a bit of a shame. Here he goes to the statues to see if he can pick up this ending swap. Here we go. Hits the green test. Drawnonward playing a damn good round considering. Here comes purple dress to finish up that swap. There it goes. KCM has 7 seconds to make a shot. Does he? No shot has been made. Drawnonward picks up a round. 10-9 is the current scoreline in favor of Drawnonward. That was actually quite well done considering. Yes, KCM, pick 5 of 6. Now, he didn't follow the seduction target anywhere. His bug was quite decent. That was a lie. That bug was terrible. That was a horrible bug, but still. He got away with his microfilms quite nicely. Even green test one of them, so that was good. Aced the swap at the end. Fair few people in conversation for the banana bread. It was just a pretty solid round for Drawnonward there. Except for the bug, but we'll ignore that. Alright, let's get into the next round here. KCM picking up the spy role as White Jacket, I believe. Yes, that is White Jacket because we're on game number 20, and the seduction target is non-applicable because he's not seducing. Alright, pick 4 or 5 this time around. Here we go. Once again, White Jacket as the spy. Let's see what he does at the beginning here. Winds up in a lonely conversation and then leaves in the middle of his listening cycle to go to what I think? Well, no, never mind. Just another conversation. Hanging out with the double agent here. This might... I'm going to assume... Okay, I'm going to assume that was a banana bread. I'm going to say he has that mission done. If he finishes it later, that's fine. I don't think he bugged there. Don't quote me on that, though. Here comes a microfilm attempt. Never mind. He puts it back. He doesn't have enough cover. I think that was a bug. So, I'm not sure, but I'm going to say that was a bug. So, with the ambassador bugged, He's coming in for his inspects here. Possibly a swap too. Let's say he swaps here as well. It'd be a good move. And let's be honest, KC is not particularly conservative with his statue swaps. So that's what, 3 missions done? 3 missions assumed to be done. That was quite likely a banana bread, so very likely, very possible, I mean, he's in the countdown. But no, he has to... We know we're pretty sure at this point that transfer is one of the missions. And here he is, really wants a green test here. Here's the transfer, there's the head, there's the not bullet. So I think KCM has this game won. I think not, because he would have won by now. So, he's not Highland, but he hasn't won. Maybe he's missing a bug. I don't know. Took a drink. Let's see where he's headed. Headed to a window. That is okay. Checks his watch. No time ad has just occurred here. I'm going to make this the last game because it is game 20. So, mainly I just really have to use the washroom. So, I was planning on going a little bit longer, but I'm going to stop it at 20. We've had a pretty good run here at Past Party. I might make this a thing. I might do this more often. Casey is really not doing anything. Alright, Casey enters a conversation. I'm assuming he's doing a thing here, and the only thing he can be doing is banana bread. So, let's just say that just happened. And yeah, that's the game. Tied at 10. Don't you guys love ties? That made me super happy. So, that's that. We're all done. Once again, a reminder that this was instead of tomorrow's show. So there's no show tomorrow. I really, really enjoyed this. I am probably going to do these more often because this was ridiculous amounts of fun. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Next show's gonna be on Tuesday. Thanks for coming out, ladies and gentlemen, and until next time, this is Deboshi, signing off.